Rain continues to wreak havoc in the hill state of Uttarakhand, the state now completely crippled and inundated.
The big deluge in the hills. Wrath of rain gods for the Dev Bhumi, Uttarakhand. Deaths, submerged popular tourist spots, destroyed bridges, highways washed away. Scary images of surging water. The hill state battling the flood fury. After torrential rainfall, no respite in sight for the state, a destination for tourists from across India. Met Department has issued red alert for heavy to very heavy rainfall in the coming days. Killer landslides have already made a comeback. A massive sinkhole appeared on the bridge over the Gola River in Haldwani. Bone-chilling images showed a local alerting a motorcycle rider just in time and saving him from certain death. Cloudbursts have forced authorities to halt the Char Dham Yatra. Pilgrims already in Haridwar and Rishikesh have been advised against travelling further. Disaster response teams, helped by the local police and residents, rescued 22 devotees stuck at the Jungle Chatti area on their way from the Kedarnath temple. A car with passengers on board was pulled to safety by the Border Roads Organization. The vehicle had got stuck in surging water and the boulders at the swollen Nala near the Badrinath National Highway on Monday. People who were stranded near the inundated river Ganga were moved to safety.
गंगा नदी का पानी बहुत तेजी से बह रहा था और कुछ लोग टापू में फंसे थे। एसडीआरएफ की मदद से इनको सकुशल बचा लिया गया है और 20 से 25 लोग हैं ये, इनको सकुशल, बाकी इनके जो जानवर है वो भी सुरक्षित हैं और सारे लोग सुरक्षित हैं।
Not just human beings, animals too are facing nature's wrath. A stranded baby elephant was rescued eventually from a flooded Gola River in Haldwani. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took stock of situation and spoke to Chief Minister Pushkar Dhami, assuring the state of all necessary help and relief. With Dilip Rathore in Rudraprayag, Bureau Report, India Today.
The situation with the flood fury not very different in the state of Kerala. Till now, viewers, 27 lives have been lost in the state due to floods.
Days of a huge non-stop deluge. Flood fury in Kerala seems to be never-ending. A building collapse, the scary water surge, and dramatic on-camera rescue operations. Stalked by death and destruction. Residents bearing the brunt of these flood woes. In Kottayam, several families marooned in the water were evacuated to safety of 24/7 relief camps. The Sabarimala pilgrimage has been suspended temporarily as floods have wrought havoc in Padanamthitta. Colleges in the flood zone are shut till the 25th of October at least, and the PSC examination has been deferred as well.
This is how the locals with the Country-Made Board are out to help people, those who are in the affected areas, in the low-lying areas. And look at this, how these houses are completely submerged. And if I could say that this is not a drain, neither a river, but a motorable road, which was connecting from the remote areas, the rural, these villages, to the mainland, are now under the water, and that the depth could be more than 4 to 5 feet.
A high alert and vigil is on at several dams across the state as shutters were opened to let out the piling up water levels. Authorities have directed those dwelling on the banks of the swollen Periyar River to stay vigilant at all costs. With Ashutosh Mishra in Padanamthitta, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, the Aryan Khan drug probe case has now reached the doorstep of the Supreme Court. Fair amount of politics is play as well. This time around, Shiv Sena leader has approached the Supreme Court over the Aryan drug probe. Kishore Tiwari moved the Apex Court seeking protection of fundamental rights of Aryan Khan. In his plea, the Sena leader sought a probe into NCB activities, alleging that Zonal Director Samir Wankhede was going after Bollywood stars because his actor wife could not make it big in Bollywood. Kishore Tiwari has sought a Supreme Court mandated judicial probe after urging Chief Justice of India N.V. Ramanna to take suo motu cognizance of the cruise drug bust. Earlier, Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray accused the NCB of deliberately targeting celebrities. Aryan Khan, who was arrested on 3rd October, is still in jail.
बेल यह आम बात है, तो बेल उसको मिलना चाहिए और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि उसके फंडामेंटल राइट्स फ्रीज हो चुके हैं क्योंकि वो शाहरुख खान का बेटा है। इस समीर वानखेड़े की जो कार्रवाई है उस सब की जांच की जाए और आर्यन खान के जो फंडामेंटल राइट्स फ्रीज किए गए हैं उसको रिस्टोर किया जाए।
Let's listen right now to Uddhav Thackeray.
संपूर्ण जगात माझ्या महाराष्ट्रामध्येच गांजा चरस ह्याचा व्यापार तुफान चाललेला आहे, असंच सगळीकडे चाललेलं आहे। बरं, असं काही नाहीये की केवळ महाराष्ट्रामध्येच तुम्हाला हे सगळं सापडते। हे दोन बातम्या आणखीन एक म्हणजे मुंद्रा अदानी बंदराचा तपास करा हे कोर्टाने सांगितलेलं। तिकडे करोडो रुपयाचा अंमली पदार्थांचा साठा सापडलेला आहे, करोडो रुपये। कुठे येतो हे मुंद्रा आणि अदानी बंदर? तुम्ही इकडे चिमूटभर गांजा तुम्ही म्हणजे ते हुंगत असताना माझ्या पोलिसांनी 150 कोटी रुपयाची ड्रग्स मुंबईत जप्त केलेली आहेत। कोणाला तरी एक सेलिब्रिटी घ्यायचा आणि त्याला पकडला म्हणून ढोलकी वाजवायची, फोटो काढून घ्यायचे।
All right, whereas Bollywood is concerned, trouble also now mounting for Jacqueline Fernandez. She has now skipped the 4th summon by the Enforcement Directorate.
Bollywood diva Jacqueline Fernandez is making life difficult for herself. The Sri Lankan-born actor has now skipped 4 summons from the Enforcement Directorate, which surely is not going to help her case. The ED appears convinced that the links between Jacqueline and conman Sukesh Chandrasekhar is more than meets the eye. India Today has accessed some inside details from the ED's probe into the 200 crore extortion scandal. ED wants to question the actor to find out if she met Sukesh Chandrasekhar in person while he was out on parole. The agency believes that Jacqueline was very much in touch with the Chennai conman. So why was the actor in contact with a man who has been established and cheated people of crores of rupees? ED is also probing if Jacqueline received money from or on behalf of Sukesh. The agency has ordered Bollywood star to provide her bank account statements. Jacqueline, when she appeared last before the ED on August 30th, claimed that she was a victim of the conman's shady deals. Another Bollywood star, Nora Fatehi, is also under the agency's scanner for having connections with Sukesh Chandrasekhar, who's lodged in a Delhi jail. She too had said that she was a victim, a claim that the ED had reportedly rubbished. With Munish Pandey in Delhi, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, popular brand Fab India finds itself bang in the middle of a massive controversy over an advertisement where social media has come to be a bully coercing Fab India to pull down one of its campaigns. Why? Take a look.
Any mention of Diwali brings memories of diyas, colorful ethnic wear, food, and everything that screams culture and tradition. The latest Fab India Diwali advertisement has all of the above and a catchphrase that has sparked social media outcry. Hashtag Boycott Fab India is trending after their new promotional video labelled their latest collection as Jasn-e-Riwaz, or a celebration of traditions. The Urdu description of Diwali did not go down well with the netizens. The brand is being accused of defacing the Hindu festival. Many called it a cultural appropriation of a Hindu festival, while several users pointed out that a simple Diwali or Deepavali in the description would have been enough for promotion. Others felt there was no need to deconstruct a Hindu festival and infuse secularism in it. Not just netizens, politicians too waded in. BJP MP Tejasvi Surya tweeted that Fab India models were not wearing traditional Hindu attires and described it as an Abrahamanization of the festival. He demanded that Fab India be made to pay a price for its actions. As it happened, Fab India soon found the promotion too hot to handle. The largest retailer of Indian ethnic wear has withdrawn its Diwali campaign. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, South Korea's Squid Games has become one of the highest grossers where Netflix is concerned. Just in terms of sheer money, this is what we're talking about.
Squid Game, a 9-part thriller in which cash-strapped contestants play deadly versions of childhood games in a bid to win $38.58 million, has become a worldwide sensation since its September release. Streaming giant Netflix has estimated that its latest mega hit, Squid Game, will create almost $900 million in value for the company. According to reports, over 130 million people have watched at least 2 minutes of the show, and 87 million people have already finished the entire series. Interestingly, Squid Game stands out both for its popularity as well as its relatively low cost, which is about $2.4 million an episode, meaning that the total production cost is around $21.4 million.
Warm welcome, you're watching a Fact Check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp groups. Now, there are images floating about on social media suggesting that these are pictures from the Rail Roko protest of farmers which took place just a day ago. Well, these old pictures of farmer protests are from last year, nothing to do with the current Rail Roko protest. On that fact check, time for us to go into a quick break. To stay with me on the other side is To The Point.